Women never write off a man who does these three things, and you're about to discover exactly what they are. If you're tired of being ignored, of feeling like your attempts go unnoticed, or of seeing other men get the attention you deserve, this video is going to completely change the game for you. What's the secret of those guys who seem to have a natural magnetism? It's not luck, it's not genetics, it's something you can learn and apply as early as today. Hit like now if you want to discover what separates ordinary men from the unforgettable ones, and comment where you're watching from, because I'm sure men across the country need to hear this. Get ready, because in the next few minutes you'll understand why some specific attitudes create such a powerful attraction that no woman can resist. First, let's talk about genuine self-confidence, but not in the way you're thinking. I'm not talking about that forced alpha male act that everyone can spot as fake from a mile away. I'm talking about something much deeper and more powerful. Have you ever noticed how some men walk into a room and naturally command attention without doing anything special at all? They're not trying to impress anyone. They're not forcing a personality that isn't theirs. They simply are. And that, my friend, is what makes all the difference. Genuine self-confidence comes from an internal place of certainty about who you are and what you're worth. It doesn't depend on external approval. It doesn't need constant validation. It's as if you have a solid core within you that nothing can shake. And you know what the most interesting part is? Women can sense this from a distance. It's like they have a radar for detecting men who are truly self-assured versus those who are just pretending. When you develop this inner confidence, you stop desperately seeking approval. You stop doing things just to impress. You stop changing who you are depending on who you're with. And paradoxically, it's precisely when you stop trying to impress that you become truly impressive. But how do you develop this in practice? It starts with a simple but powerful exercise. Every day before you go to sleep, write down 3 things you did well that day. They don't have to be major accomplishments. Maybe you kept your cool in a stressful situation, you kept a promise you made to yourself, or you helped someone without expecting anything in return. The goal is to train your brain to recognize your own victories, no matter how small. Over time, this builds a solid foundation of self-confidence that doesn't depend on external factors. Another powerful technique is what I call the controlled discomfort challenge. Once a week, do something that pushes you out of your comfort zone but isn't dangerous or harmful. It could be starting a conversation with a stranger, asking a question, in a meeting where you'd normally stay silent, or trying a new activity. Every time you face a small fear and get through it, your confidence grows exponentially. And there's more. Your physical posture directly affects how you feel internally. Try it right now. Straighten your back, open your chest, lift your chin. Breathe deeply. Feel the difference. When you maintain a confident posture, your brain receives the signal that you are confident. It's pure biochemistry. Your body releases testosterone and reduces cortisol, the stress hormone. But here's an important warning. Confidence is not arrogance. Arrogance is insecurity disguised. The truly confident man doesn't need to put others down to feel big. He recognizes his worth without needing to prove anything to anyone. He can admit when he doesn't know something without feeling less for it. He can compliment other men without feeling threatened. This is the crucial difference that many don't understand. And you know what else? Women instantly perceive the difference between confidence and arrogance. Arrogance repels, confidence attracts. It's that simple. Second, the art of authentic and deep communication. Stop and think for a moment. How many conversations did you have this week that went beyond the superficial? How many times did you truly listen to someone, not just waiting for your turn to speak? Most men fail miserably here. They think talking is about impressing with stories, cracking jokes all the time, or showing off how much they know about various subjects. Wrong. Communication that creates real connection is about something completely different. It's about presence. It's about making the other person feel seen, heard, understood. When you develop this skill, you become unforgettable. Why? Because we live in a world where everyone is distracted, where people talk while looking at their phones, where no one really listens. When you become that man who truly pays attention, who asks genuine questions, who shows true interest, you immediately stand out. And I'm not talking about manipulative techniques or canned questions. I'm talking about genuine curiosity about another human being. Let me give you a practical example. Instead of asking what she does for a living and then just nodding along while thinking about what you're going to say next, ask her why she chose that profession, what she likes most about her job, what was the most challenging moment she faced, and then truly listen. Ask follow-up questions based on what she said, not on the script you memorized. Show that you're processing the information, that you care about the answer. Another crucial aspect of authentic communication is controlled vulnerability. Many men think they need to appear perfect, invincible, flawless. This is a gigantic mistake. When you share your own struggles, your fears, your moments of doubt, in an appropriate way and at the right time, you create a deep emotional connection. I'm not telling you to dump all your trauma on the first date. I'm talking about showing that you're human, that you also have challenges, that you're not afraid to be real. And there's an even bigger secret here. The way you communicate with a woman instantly reveals your level of emotional maturity. Emotionally immature men talk only about themselves, interrupt constantly, can't handle silences, and need to fill every second with words. Emotionally mature men know the power of silence, know when to speak and when to listen, can maintain eye contact without being invasive, and express disagreement without being disrespectful. These are skills that develop with conscious practice. Start by observing your own conversations. How many times do you interrupt? How many times do you truly pause to process what the other person said before responding? How many times do you change the subject back to yourself? Be honest. Awareness is the first step to change, and here's a golden nugget that few men know. Your tone of voice matters as much as your words. Women are extremely sensitive to vocal nuances. A man who always speaks in the same monotone voice is forgettable. A man who knows how to vary his tone, who can convey emotion through his voice, who knows when to speak softer to create intimacy and when to speak with more energy to convey enthusiasm, that man creates an emotional experience in the conversation. Practice this. Record yourself talking and listen back. You'd be surprised how much you can improve just by paying attention to this. Third, and perhaps the most powerful of all, having a clear purpose in life that goes beyond attracting women. This is where most men completely lose their way. They do everything in life thinking about how it will affect their chances with women. They go to the gym to be attractive to women. They make money to impress women. They develop hobbies to have something to talk about with women. And ironically, it's precisely this mindset that makes them unattractive. Do you know why? Because a man whose only purpose is to attract women is an empty man. He has no substance of his own, no direction of his own, no passion of his own. He's like a chameleon, constantly changing to please, without ever truly being himself. Now, contrast that with a man who has a clear purpose, a mission in life that drives him regardless of any external validation. This man has a sparkle in his eyes when he talks about his projects. He has energy, direction, focus. He wakes up in the morning with a reason to get out of bed that doesn't depend on anyone but himself. And that, my friend, is irresistibly attractive. But what should this purpose be? There's no single answer. For some, it might be building a business that solves a real problem in the world. For others, it might be mastering an art or skill. It could be contributing to their community. It could be creating something of lasting value. The important thing is not what the purpose is, but that it is genuinely yours, that it comes from within, that it moves you regardless of external recognition. And here's the paradox. When you have a purpose greater than attracting women, you naturally become more attractive to them. Why? Because you become a complete man with your own life, your own stories, your own passions. You no longer need their validation to feel valuable. And that emotional independence is extremely attractive. Let me be even more specific. A man with purpose doesn't cancel his important plans to be available whenever a woman wants. He values his time and his commitments. He doesn't abandon his friends, his family, his projects because of a relationship. He knows how to balance, how to give attention without losing himself, how to love without ceasing to be who he is. And this creates a completely different dynamic in the relationship. Instead of being that clingy guy who has no life of his own, you become that interesting man she admires, that she's proud to introduce to her friends, that she sees as someone worth building something serious with. But how do you discover your purpose if you don't have clarity about it yet? Start with simple questions. What got you excited as a kid? What would you do if money were no object? What problem in the world bothers you so much you'd want to be part of the solution? What skill would you like to master, just for the satisfaction of mastering it? The answers won't come overnight. It's a process of exploration, experimentation, reflection, but the simple fact of being on this quest already changes your energy. It already changes how you present yourself to the world. Now I'm going to tell you something that few relationship coaches have the courage to say. Even by applying these 3 things, not every woman will be attracted to you. And that's okay, in fact it's great, because when you develop genuine self-confidence, authentic communication, and a clear purpose, you don't want to attract all women. You want to attract the right women for you. Those who value who you truly are, who share your values, who admire your journey, quality over quantity, always. And there's one more crucial thing I need to share. These 3 qualities are not tricks. You can turn on and off depending on the situation. They need to become part of who you are. It's a process of internal transformation, not an external act. It takes time. It takes practice. It takes patience with yourself. You will fail sometimes. There will be days when your confidence will waver, when your communication will be off, when you will question your purpose. That's normal. It's part of the process. The important thing is to keep practicing, keep evolving, keep committed to your growth, because at the end of the day, it's not just about being more attractive to women. It's about becoming the best version of yourself, about living a life you're proud to live, about being a man you yourself admire. And when you reach that point, female attraction is just a natural consequence, not the main goal. Think about it. The men you admire most, those who seem to have that natural magnetism, do you think they spend their day thinking about how to impress women? Of course not. They're busy living interesting lives, pursuing meaningful goals, being men of true value. And that's exactly what makes them so attractive. Now, if you've made it this far, it's because you're different. You don't just want superficial tips, you want real transformation. And that already says a lot about you. It shows that you have the courage to look at yourself honestly and the genuine desire to evolve. These are rare and valuable qualities. Use them to your advantage. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a practical challenge to start today. Choose one of the 3 areas to focus on for the next 2 weeks. If your self-confidence needs work, start with the daily exercise of recognizing 3 victories. If your communication needs to improve, practice active listening in every conversation you have. If you need to clarify your purpose, dedicate 15 minutes a day to writing about what truly matters to you. Small, consistent actions create big transformations over time. And remember, you're not doing this to impress women. You're doing this to become the man you were born to be. The right women will naturally gravitate towards you when you are aligned with your true essence. It's the law of nature. Like attracts like. The better you become, the better the quality of people you attract into your life. Not just women, but friends, opportunities, experiences. Everything improves when you improve. This is the true secret that few understand. Comment below which of these 3 areas you'll focus on first. Your decision to act now could be the turning point you've been waiting for. And if this content resonated with you, share it with a friend who needs to hear these truths. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell, because next week I'll dive deeper into specific techniques to develop each of these qualities. Your journey of transformation starts now. The question is, are you ready to become unforgettable?